I would like to introduce Yoganand ji. He is a Deputy General Manager from BDL, to introduce Radhika Ben and Shabari ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Rohit. I thank University of Hyderabad for organizing this. And
towards Better India. Towards Better India. On behalf of Towards Better India.
Yeah. Anyway, gives me, it is an honor and gives me immense pleasure in introducing Dr. Baireddy Sharabi Madam, who did our MBBS and MD, and she hails from Kurnool. She has a well-equipped diagnostic centers at Kurnool, and she is daughter of Baireddy Rashekar Reddy. She has been conducting a lot of medical camps in Kurnool and other areas and other villages around Kurnool. She has been instrumental in conducting many medical camps and especially doing hepatitis B and breast cancer awareness programs for our women. And recently in COVID situations also, she was very instrumental in providing medications and supplying food for the needy. And she's behind the farmers' rights and fights also. She's working for BJP. It's given me immense pleasure in introducing her. Along with her, I want to introduce Sister Radhika Madam of Brahma Kumaris, who has been into this since 25 years, and she's a Raja Yoga teacher. She has done her master's in philosophy, and she's also very instrumental in conducting a lot of programs on personality transformation, lifestyle management, and other conflicts resolutions. Even I attended her program in Nagarjuna Hills. She is really inspiring in her talks. So it's given me again immense pleasure introducing both the women who are doing too good in their respective fields. Now I hand over both of them to go on with their talks.
Thank you, Yoganand. Now we request Shabari ma'am to please address the participants.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be a part of a 3-day national webinar on the account of World Mental Health. And thanks to the organizers Towards Better India for making me a part of it. So before we go into what mental illness is, we need to understand what good health is. Good health is nothing but a state of physical, social, and mental well-being. Mental health is equally important with the physical health. If you look at the statistics, 20% of adults suffer from mental illness. That is about 1 in 4 persons suffer from mental illness. So if you look at the population, about 300 million people in India alone suffer from mental illness. That is more than the population of United States or more than many countries and also continents. So this is the seriousness of the problem we are facing in our country. This is the magnitude of the problem we have been facing. So, and also you will be shocked to know that 47% of teenagers and 13% of children below 12 years of age do suffer from mental illness. It is very important. Child's mental health is very important today. This is because the mental illness where the children are suffering could continue if not identified at the earlier stage, and if not managed, can continue at the adolescence and also in the adulthood. Today, I would like to tell you some common symptoms that we come across children, especially teenagers. That could be lack of confidence, lack of whatever, they go into loneliness, or it could be there could be differences in the energy levels. Sometimes they're hyperactive, sometimes they just go into isolation. It could be the feeling of worthlessness, or the feeling of hopeless. The main cause for this is the stress among the teenagers. I don't know how many of us over here have secured 10% marks in every subject. that is the main complaint from the teenage child, that my parents, they pressure me, that like they stress, there's a lot of stress that I need to score 100% marks, or they compare my marks with the other kid. This is going to affect the child's mental health. And most of the times, children below 12 years of age, they suffer from, they go into isolation. They have no more interest on the activities where a normal child enjoys doing them, or sometimes even self-destruction, or destroying everything around them. These are the very common symptoms. The youngest child that have come to me is about 7-year-old child, where his complaint was his mother always compares him with other kids at school or at home. So this is where the children's mental health is very important nowadays. So we parents are so busy in our lives that we hardly spend time we don't give a quality time. We don't hear them out. We are almost busy every day and come back from work and we are tired. So this is where the children's mental state goes wrong. So there is this largest misconception. There is the largest misconception that these people who are suffering from mental illness are, like they're cooking up stories, or they are, told as they are crazy people, or, sometimes we even do have patients who complain of a demonic possession or witchcraft, and these people are marked unsafe. These are all the labels that have been attached to these patients, but it is not true. About 70% of mental illness today are psychological. That includes trauma, stress, or some bad relationships, or it could be anything. 70% of the cases are accounted to depression. But other conditions include physiological conditions, where there is abnormality, imbalance between the neurotransmitters in the brain, that is dopamine or serotonin. This dopamine imbalance may cause anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, or it could even cause obsessive compulsive disorder. Or the dopamine or serotonin also might lead to a depression, or it leads to anxiety or phobias. Phobia could be anything, such a small thing like darkness or insect or anything could lead to mental illness. It could be genetic. It could be genetic, includes schizophrenia or bipolar disease. Or it could be because of combination of both environmental condition and also genetic conditions. For example, just a small examples which are commonly seen is the Tourette syndrome. I think everyone are aware of this, called tics in children. Where the sudden jerks or twitch of muscles, or there is a sudden movement or sudden sound made by the child. And this syndrome is going to, if not treated or managed, it continues to the adulthood also. And sometimes it could be infections which lead to mental illness. Sometimes infection, a bacterial infection called streptococcus. It may lead to autoimmune pediatric psychiatric disorder, which may be associated with obsessive compulsive disorder. And sometimes a parasite called Toxoplasma gondii may lead to infection and lead to schizophrenia. Some kind of damage in the brain or injury to the brain, to a particular part of the brain, may lead to mental illness. Or substance abuse, such as alcohol, which may damage the white matter of the brain and leads to memory loss, or it may lead to it may affect the thinking capacity. And even the drug abuse, which may make the patient paranoid or anxious. So our human mind has got greatest capabilities, and it is we who have to work out on what's best for us and what goes in our favor. There is a thin line between sanity and insanity. So this is where something goes wrong. Most of the people nowadays enjoy crossing this border of sanity, and they stay there for a longer time, and they do not wish to come back or cross the boundary of insanity and come back to sanity. So we human beings, it is very common for us to be sad, for us to be angry. but that doesn't make us a negative person. It is only when this prolongs and crosses the border of sanity that is going to create a problem. So it is we who have to restrict ourselves from crossing this border. It is we who have to understand and also decide on whether to lead a healthy or unhealthy life. So because this is going to only affect the work productivity of a person who is suffering from mental illness. This is going to destroy the personal positive relationships. And if you have observed, the crime rates also increases. 80% of the people who have committed crimes suffer from some kind of mental illness. And also some mental illnesses can give rise to vascular or cardiac disorders. And the depression associated with some kind of chronic illnesses may also lead to worse prognosis. So what can we do? Awareness. Awareness is the key. It is the key to success. Awareness is the only key where people can know what exactly is mental health. And families can get help through awareness. And awareness also reduces the stigma that is attached in our society. It also helps in reducing the negative stigma that has been attached and helps we doctors to intervene earlier, and it also results in faster recovery. But our society, most of the people still think that getting treated for this mental illnesses is considered to be such embarrassment. So the general perception about mental illness nowadays has improved since years, but the stigma attached to it is still so powerful, maybe because of the media stereotypes, or it could be because of the lack of education, where this negative stigma is attached to the still attached to this mental illness in the society. So what can we do as we educated people, we doctors, or people in religious institutes, or in social activities, politicians? They could be anyone who can run some awareness programs, conduct some awareness programs. And then mild to moderate cases can be treated, and they can be, through early identification, and they can be managed with just counseling. But the thing is, what our society does is they first isolate the patient, and then they start their own treatment, such as sedations. And by the time these people are brought out to the doctor, we lose them. They have completely gone insane. So this shouldn't happen. And the main common things that we can prevent are, start developing a positive lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, good physical activity, good sleep, and also, good sleep and eating pattern should be, they should be healthy. Then practicing relaxation techniques such as yoga or meditation. It has proved scientifically that, practicing such techniques, it decreases the mood stabilizer hormone known as cortisol in the body, and relaxes our mind. And then severe cases definitely need treatment. Main thing is talk to them and understand their feelings. It could be your mother, it could be your parents, it could be your daughter, it could be your neighbor next door, or it could be you yourself. So let me conclude this talk by telling everything that is human is mentionable. Everything that is mentionable is manageable. So talk to them, let your feelings come out, so that they would be decreased in the, it could be less scary for you, and it could be less, you don't have to suffer so much. Thank you.